I want to make an announcement. In my opinion, Lowell, Massachusetts is now the most interesting city in the United States of America.
It was in Centerville I was born. In Pawtucketville, I saw Dr. Sachs across the wide basin to the hill. On Lupine Road, March 1922, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon of a red all-over supper time. As drowsily beers were tapped in Moody and Lakeview saloons, and the river rushed with her cargoes of ice-over-reddened, slick rocks. And on the shores, the reeds swayed among mattresses and cast-off boots of time. And lazily pieces of snow dropped pluck from bagging branches of black, thorny, oily pine in their thaw. And beneath the wet snows of the hillside, receiving the sun's lost rays, the melts of winter mixed with roars of Merrimack, I was born. Bloody rooftop, strange deed. All eyes I came, hearing the river's red. I remember that afternoon. I perceived it through beads hanging in a door, and through lace curtains and glass of a universal sad lost redness of mortal damnation. The snow was melting. The snake was coiled in the hill, not my heart.
My job is to describe heaven just a little bit. Just a little bit.
The other night, I had a dream that I was sitting on the sidewalk on Moody Street, Pawtucketville, Lowell, Mass., with a pencil and paper in my hand, saying to myself, describe the wrinkly tar of this sidewalk, also the iron pickets of the Textile Institute, or the doorway where Lousy and you and GJ's always sitting. And don't stop to think of words. When you do stop, just stop to think of the picture better and let your mind off yourself in this work. In the dream of the wrinkly tar corner, I saw it, hauntingly, Riverside Street as it ran across Moody and into the fabulously rich darknesses of Sarah Avenue and Rosemont, the mysterious. Rosemont, community built in the floodable river flats and also on gentle slopes uprising that to the foot of the sandbank, the cemetery meadows and haunted ghost fields of Luxie Smith hermits and mill ponds so mad. In the dream, I only fancied the first steps from the wrinkly tar right around the corner, views of Moody Street, Lowell, arrowing to the City Hall clock with time, and downtown red antennas and Chinese restaurant Kearney Square neons in the Massachusetts night. Then a glance to the right at Riverside Street, running off to hide itself in the rich, respectabilin wild houses of fraternity presidents of Textile O and old lady Whitehairs, landladies, the street suddenly emerging from this Americana of lawns and screens, and Emily Dickinson, hidden school teachers behind lace blinds into the raw drama of the river, where the land, the New England rocky land of high bluffs, dipped to kiss the lip of Merrimack in his rushing roars over tumult and rock to the sea, fantastic and mysterious, from the snow north. Goodbye. Walk to the left, past the holy doorway where GJ and Lousy and I hung, sitting in the mystery, which I now see huger, into something beyond my grook, beyond my art and pale, into the secret of what God has done with my time.
T'écris jamais rien que tu t'as pas vu toi-même. Hein? C'est vrai, tu écris qu'est-ce que t'as fait, qu'est-ce que t'as vu. Mais c'est pas toujours à propos de toi-même.
Oh, tall red chimneys of the cotton mills of Lowell, tall red brick goof of Boot, swaying in the terminus clouds of the wild hoorah day and the dream bell afternoon. Late red Sunday afternoon in Lowell. On the boot mills, the great silent night shrouded the red brick in a maze of haze sorrow. Something mute, but about to speak, lurked in the sight of these silent glowing mills, seen on dumb Sundays of choked cleanliness and odors of flour. With just a trace of red earth grain by grain crawling out of the green, and coming back into real life to smash the Sunday choke life. Return earth to the issue, with it night later on. I walk along the sunny concrete rail of the mill yards and the booming roar of the windows where my mother's working. I am horrified by the cotton dresses of the women rushing out of the mills at 5. The women work too much. They're not home anymore. They work more than they've ever worked. Dickie and I covered these mill yards and agreed. mill work was horrible.
Now a door slams. The kids have rushed out for the last play. The mothers are planning and slamming in kitchens. You can hear it out in the swish leaf orchards, on popcorn swings, in the million-foliaged, sweet-wafted night of sighs, songs, shushes. 1,000 things up and down the street. Deep, lovely, dangerous, oriating, breathing, throbbing like stars. A whistle, a faint yell, the flow of Lowell over rooftops beyond, the bark on the river, the wild goose of the night yakking, ducking in the sand and sparkle, the ululating lap and pearl and lovely mystery on the shore. Dark, always dark, the river's cunning unseen lips murmuring kisses, eating night, stealing sand, sneaky.
Proust and Joyce are the greatest 20th century writers. Joyce was going to sit by the sea. He was blind, remember? He was going to sit by the sea and write the sounds of the sea, and he died, and he didn't do it, so I did it for him.
Follow the great rivers on the maps of South America, origin of Dr. Sachs. Trace your Putumayos to a Napo further Amazonian junction. Map the incredible uncrossable jungles, the southern piranhas of a maze. Stare at the huge crook of a continent bulging with an Arctic Antarctic. To me, the Merrimack River was a mighty Napo of continental importance, the continent of New England. She fed from some snake-like source with Maw's approach, and wide welled from the hidden dank came, named Merrimack. Into the winding weirs and Franklin Falls, the Winnipesaukis of Nordic pine and Albatrosian grandeur, the Manchesters, Concords, Plum Islands of time, the thunderous husher of our sleep at night. I could hear it rise from the rocks in a groaning whoosh, ululating with the water. Spralsh, spralsh, zoo. All night long the river says zoo, zoo. The stars are fixed in rooftops like ink. Merrimack, dark name, sported dark valleys. My Lowell had the great trees of antiquity in the rocky north waving over lost arrowhead and Indian scalps. The pebbles on the slate cliff beach are full of hidden beads and were stepped on barefoot by Indians. Merrimack comes swooping from a north of eternities, falls pissing over locks, crack and froths on rocks, bloth, and rolls frawing to the lake, calmed in dew-piled stone, holes slaty sharp. We dove off, cut our feet, summer afternoon stinky hookies, rocks full of ugly old suckers not fit to eat the crap from sewage, and dyes, and you swallowed mouthfuls of the chokeful water. By moonlight night, I see the mighty Merrimack foaming in 1,000 white horses upon the tragic plains below. Dream. Wooden sidewalk planks of Moody Street Bridge fall out. I hover on beams over rages of white horses in the roaring low, moaning onward. Armies and cavalries of charging Euplantis Eudronicus King Greys looped and curly like artists' work. And with clay soul snow curlicue rooster togas in the forefront, I had a terror of those waves, those rocks.
Mon doux petit Jean, regarde la grosse flotte qui va arriver. Ces méchantes grosses rivières-là, quand il y a bien de la neige qui fond dans le nord dans le printemps. Qu'est-ce qui va arriver? Personne ne sait.
A strange lull took place after the flood and before the mysteries. The universe was suspending itself for a moment of quiet, like a drop of dew on the beak of a bird at dawn. By Saturday, the river has gone way down, and you see all the raw marks of the flood on wall and shore. The whole town is soaked, muddy, and tired. By Saturday morning, the sun is shining. The sky is piercingly, heartbreakingly blue, and my sister and I are dancing over the Moody Street Bridge to get out Saturday morning library books. All the night before, I've been dreaming of books. I'm standing in the children's library in the basement. Rows of glazed brown books are in front of me. I reach out and open one. My soul thrills to touch the soft, used, meaty pages covered with avidities of reading. At last, I'm opening the magic brown book. I see the great curlicued print, the immense candelabra first letters at the beginnings of chapters, and picture of rosy fairies and blue mist gardens with gingerbread Holland skylark rooftops with breadcrumbs on them. Talking to wistful heroines about the mean old monster on the other bosky side of the dale. In another part of the forest, mine princess, the lark's largesse is largely hidden, and other sinister meanings. Shortly after dreaming that, I dive into dreams of upper hills with white houses slashed across by rays of a Maine sun, sending sad redness over pines, in a long highway that goes unbelievably and with remorse. Jump off the bus so I can stay in Little Gardner Town. I bang at shutters. That sun same red. No soap. The people of the North are silent. I take a freight train to Lowell and settle on that little hill where I rode my bicycle down, near Lupine Road. Near the house where Batty Woman had the Catholic altar, where I remember the statue of the Virgin Mary in her living room candlelight.
So the pollywogs grow, and the bigger frogs croak by the maypole in the mud. Crazy Lazy swings her crutches, was the wife of Dr. Sachs, gave him up for a crud. Maybelle Dizzy Time, a gal of many fancies, swings her shadow ape in the cloaks of midnight whamsy. The ball of the pollywog Maytime, the dance of the flooded mall. Crack went the castle underground. Cank can tank, old Maritzi flames his frusiers in the dank. Dabbly-doo, dabbly-day, the ring has got the cray.
Ring-a-dout, ring-a-ree, ring-a-la-malaman, ring-a-la-dee.
Bragging still, but telling the truth still, during this time I was getting A's and B's in high school, mainly because I used to cut classes at least once a week, to play hooky, that is, just so I could go to the Lowell Public Library and study by myself at leisure. Such things as old chess books with their fragrance of scholarly thought, their bindings leading me to investigate other fragrant old books like Goethe, Hugo, of all things the maxims of William Penn, just reading to show off to myself that I was reading, yet this led the way to actual interest in reading.
Mon pauvre petit Jean, si tu savais tout le trouble et toutes les larmes et puis les pauvres voyages de la tête au sein pour la douleur, la grosse douleur impossible de cette vie où on se trouve condamné à la mort. Pourquoi? 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 Seulement pour souffrir, comme ton père Émile, comme ta tante Marie. For nothing, my boy, for nothing. Mon enfant pauvre, petit Jean. Sais-tu, mon âme, que tu es destiné d'être un homme de grosse douleur et talent. Ça aidera jamais vivre ni mourir. Tu vas souffrir comme les autres.
My brother, Gerard, died when he was 9 years old, and I was 4. When he was on his deathbed, he told my mother he was going to build her a little white cottage in heaven. Gerald François Kerouac.
A kid across the street from Joe's died. We heard wailing. Another kid in a street between Joe's and mine died. Rain, flowers, the smell of flowers. An old legionnaire died. And blue gold horrors of cloth and velvet and insignias and paper wreaths and the cadaverous death of satin pillows. Oy, 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 I hate that. My whole death and sex is wound in satin coffins. Count Kundu slept in one day. Below the castle purples lit, they burned little boys in them. I was my brother in a satin coffin. He was 9. He lay with the stillness of the face of my former wife in her sleep, accomplished, regretted. The coffin streaks. Spiders join his hand below he'd lay in the sun of worms, looking for the lambs of the sky. He'd gook a ghost no more in the shrouding halls of sand incarnate, dirt being hung in drapes of grain by level deep to dung. What a thing to gape at, and through rotting sap. I gave up the church to ease my horrors. Too much candlelight, too much wax. I prefer rivers in my death or seas and other continents. There's no satin death in satin Massachusetts, Lowell, with the Bishop old St. John the Baptist stone, who baptized Gerard with a wreath in the rain, beads on his iron nose. Mama, did he baptize me? No, he baptized Gerard. I wished. I was just a little too young to have been baptized by a saint of the Hero Church. Gerard had, and so baptized saint did thus die reign across the Raoul grey Baroque Strasbourg Cathedral, facade big minister face of St. John Baptist Church on Merrimack Street at Aiken sad and rising stone heap from the tenements of Moody Street, brooking rivers piled beneath. Dr. Sachs traversed the darkness between pillars in the church at vesper time.
There's 1,000 guys in this town that know more about heaven than I do.